Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Sunday, January the 5th. The year's 2020. Let's talk trading. Weekly open and gap. As you know, as we start out this trading week, we are going to make sure we have our risk management in place and our money management. We are not going to lose any more on any particular trade than we're willing to lose, and we are going to take profit when we can. Now, boys and girls, fellow traders, you all know these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine. And I'm sure you're aware that trading's very, 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 very risky, and you could lose all of your money. So if you're seeking trading advice, investment advice, financial advice, seek it from an accredited financial professional. That way, when you lose your money, you know you got your advice from an accredited financial professional rather than listening to some guy off of YouTube or you read something on the internet, right? Okay, so the gaps. We had a really nice gap down here on the dollar yen, but it's already filled. But we still have other gap opportunities right here. So take a look, see if any of those pairs tickle your fancy, and see if you want to trade it. For the year, we are 68 pips below that yearly open. So first day of the month, you see we're below that trading range. And here's the first day of the week, putting in right here. And you can see so far for a Sunday, early Monday, depending on where you are in the world, we've got 35 pips of range, which isn't bad. And looking at the weekly chart here, you can see where we are. The weekly open, that weekly buy zone. Oh, and let me tell you something about the buy zone here. Now, when you're trading the weekly buy zone, usually you're trading the weekly crossover. You're not necessarily waiting for price to get to this zone or into this zone. So when you saw that price dip down here and you wanted to go long because you're looking for that gap fill, and you'd enter the trade as price was crossing that weekly open. And right here is where you put your stop loss, right below here, maybe open minus 11. And then if price continues in here, if you were late to the game, this is another opportunity. Or if you see it's moving up and it's moving up strong, you could always add on to the trade here. And then, of course, move your stop loss up. So that's something else you can do when you're making these trades. Okay, we're inside that monthly inside bar that happened 4 months ago. Here's those two, the high and the low. And this week, we've only got one inside bar from the previous week, but we have a couple here where prices, where you can do an inside bar trade. Range, once again, nothing's over 100. It's still early in the day. We've only got, what, 3 or so hours, about 3.5 hours into the trading day. The D1 lowest open so far, the yearly H1 lowest open, and nice reversals through those. Pivot point, we haven't hit it yet, so we had a gap down, pivot above, strong bias to the north. Not enough for the rat zone, range too low. And here at the pivots, weekly pivot 108.47, daily 108.18. Let's look to take out those two targets this week. And once again, here's that daily pivot we want to take out. So we did have a missed daily pivot, and that is so far today. the simple horizontal line trade here. Price doesn't like to stay between two horizontal lines. It put a 3-ball in between 80 and 70. So looking for that reversal at 80, you see you'd be up, 26 pips right now. Simple trades here. Now, I did have a trader ask me to show the euro. He'd like to see the euro. So here you see the euro. Not much action on the euro at this moment, 10 pip range. But chances are, before the end of the day, it's going to be above 111.70 or below 111.60. So you can trade that little breakout if you want. On the wick zone, we started outside, we went inside, exited, we're back in. So look for a break to the north at 108.1. Horizontal line trade, simple here. Previous week's day's low, nice crossover, and up 23 pips at the moment. The Einstein line, looks like I needed to refresh that chart. I keep forgetting that I've got it right here. So we can put in a new Einstein line and trade accordingly. At the tick level, only a couple of pips movement, but it's still early on Sunday here, or early Monday, depending on where you are in the world. Note on our ATRs, we've already hit the open plus half of the ATR 13, which was the min, and then in this case the max was the ATR 3, and we got close in reverse. So look to reverse in these areas, and for the week look to reverse in these areas. Range 34 with the average of 43, now 35. So obviously we're getting close to that range, and for the week average 136. Squigglies, I'm just having fun putting these up. I'm going to probably take them down because I don't really believe in them. I see this wick zone area here. Price came, it opened below here. It started scraping that low, this low, this low, and just trade to the upside. I mean, don't need squigglies to see that. In fact, and I promised that I would show you guys a trick. I will probably do that in tomorrow's video. So we'll keep today short and sweet. Still people getting back from the new year. So this is the first full week of the new year of trading. And as you're trading out there, fellow traders, just keep in mind, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So let's drain the banks in 2020.